There's a statue just down on the right hand side there. Now if you ever walk past him, you maybe see that his nose is bright gold because people rub it for luck. In the Glenville inside Greyfriars Graveyard world. The main campus is just up ahead of us. They have the oldest purpose-built student union in the world. And just on the left-hand side, this honey-coloured building is McEwen Hall, where the students have their graduation ceremonies. That hall was gifted to the students by the McEwen brewers, who were very happy with the amount of beer that the students were buying from them, so they decided to give something back. And he was a very analytical and very intelligent man, and he was the inspiration for Sherlock Holmes. One of the men who worked for Joseph Bell was Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, so he based the character on this man who worked at the medical school. So coming back up towards the Greyfriars area, the first stone you'll see is a memorial stone for Bobby. The people leave sticks and dog toys outside, and just on the right hand side there, we're back around to that wee statue of the dog. Towards the grass market. Right up until 1911, a weekly market was held here that sold livestock, so things that ate grass, cows and sheep. That's called the grass market. There's also a very popular area in the 17th, 18th and 19th centuries because this is where a lot of the public executions happened. And the grass market would even rent out their windows so that we could get a good view. So stop number 8 that we're coming up to for the grass market. A lot of great restaurants and bars around here called Maggie Dixon. Maggie Dixon's pub over there on the right hand side. Maggie Dixon was a young woman who was hanged here in the early 80s. Inside the coffin and on the way to the cemetery, but luckily she was taken back to Edinburgh and the judge decided that she shouldn't be hanged again, so she was set free. She spent the rest of her days known as happy. To the Westport area now. William Hare lived, notorious serial killers. The reason that they took to murdering the residents of the grass market is because the medical schools the bodies along to the school. So they did live in an inn which was on Tanner's Post on the right hand side. It's now been demolished and replaced by this 19th century story all around really. So we are coming up towards stop number 9. The castle's perched on is 340 million years old, caused by a glacier pushing through this area millions and millions of years ago. Very difficult site to reach, very hard to take it by force. Usually it could only be taken by stealth or by siege. So it's been under siege 26 times in its long history. There's been a castle there since the 12th century, existing in many different shapes and forms. And this castle today is still used by the military. So it is actually a working barrack. Edinburgh Castle is also home to the oldest building in Edinburgh, which is St Margaret's Chapel, built in 1130. Ground. So every year in August we have the Royal Edinburgh Military Tattoo, which is when military groups from all over the world come and perform music and drills up in front of the world. So we are coming up now to stop number 10, off at stop number 10. If you are planning on visiting the castle, the queues are often very, very long, but usually we'll have ticket sellers just next to stop. You'll find the castle esplanade, really great way to get some good views of the city town, because the first houses here sprang up in the protection of Edinburgh Castle. So there's tons of things to do up here. You've got the castle, you've also got
Nej, nej, nej.
सबै हेर्नु न फोटो खिच्छ कता कता गएको छ र कस्तो
You can see everything from here.
छँदैको यहाँ खाइन्छ
भनेको मामा मामा यता फर्किन्छ तल हेर्नु
तिनजनाको खिच्यौ न
La va contando Juan.
Una cosa que ya ves.
तपाईँ ह्याप्पी हो या निस्किनु अगाडि त्यो ह्याप्पी हुनु पऱ्यो अब दार्जिलिङसम्म टिकटिक आएको बाल है त्यहाँदेखि चाहिँ बिस्तारै tired.
Are you tired?
Yeah. Marketplace. घुम्ने भए चाहिँ त्यो हो कि तरिका अब यतै झरेको पार्ने भए
This is us now approaching stop number 1, ladies and gentlemen, Waverley Bridge. This particular bus will... If you want to connect with the other buses, this is the perfect place so to do. If you are staying here with us on the green bus, we will fire a cannon. So we're due away, say, about 1:05, folks. So just listen for the gun, watch for the smoke. And he was always seated for his portraiture and statue, because polio, severe self-confidence is building up. You can maybe try and race your grandma and your granddad, but to be struck down. Just on the right, the big building. The clock is hopefully 3 minutes fast, that's another tradition. Straight ahead of us, the Nelson Monument. That commemorates, not surprisingly perhaps, the Battle of Trafalgar back in. It was linked into that gun. It was a approach for the ships to set their chronometer. Just up ahead left, the statue there. He and the Horse, Copenhagen, were at Waterloo in 1815. The Horse was a real support. So much so the Horse was buried for us, and not surprisingly, wonderful views. So number 2 stop for the Cotton Hill area. Knocked up top. 1829, gradually disintegrating while we haggle over what to do. Do we conserve? Do we knock it down, start again afresh? Do we do a mixture of both? Whatever we dream up, no one ever gets to an agreement. It's known production, if you like, is the greatest hit. Producer of countless songs and these days, not least on his birthday, the 25th of January. Come into view in a moment, down in the dip on the right, the ornate structure with the flagpole. Weeks ago, she had her usual round of engagements and then a garden party here. We weren't sure if she would still be officiating this year in view of the fact she just turned 91, and we thought maybe Prince William back originally to the 12th century, our King David I at that point granted the land to the Augustinian monks. Number 4, so as we head, see, I've been talking about it for years. So number 3 stop, Palace of Holyrood House, Scottish Parliament. And basically boring, to be honest. 1530s and 40s. And that Mary, Queen of Scots, had her apartments on the 2nd level here. Her stay in Scotland was fairly short. She was away by 1568. The Lords wanted rid of her. She lost the Battle of Langside just outside Glasgow, managed to get away to a place called Carlisle, which is just over the English border, and for the rest of her life she was imprisoned in various to it that she was beheaded. Former stable block for the palace, now doing duty as the tea room. And as we go past the palace grounds, the lovely fountain, the ornate fountain, a present from Prince Albert to his beloved Queen Victoria in 18. On high, lovely views from up there. Just take care, it's a mighty long way down if you lose your footing. And as I say, it looks as though Arthur's Seat's going to be covered in mist. I would not get yourself up there into the mist area. And on the right here, a hole to occur. So it's rather difficult for any of us to hang about. But somehow the whole thing's encapsulated in a couple of hours in there. Kids in particular love it. They're brought from schools all over. They spend a couple of hours in there and they suddenly love it. Much a city of beer, we had 50 major breweries in the mid-19th century. Scottish and Newcastle owned the site. Right, can we take the stop please, Louise? Thank you. Whole of Scotland neatly ticked that particular box. Here we've got the Scottish Parliament is all being built. Made up and tarted up to look fancy because of the heritage side. It's working offices for our parliamentarians, not least Ken McIntosh, the presiding, not lost on the symbolic element of it all on a side. So we get an idea. It's trying to symbolise Scotland's history and lifestyle. In Scotland in 1999, so that means it's not total political. Under the control of whoever the reigning monarch at any particular time happened to be, not the ownership was till the mid-19th century. Just on our left here, Murray. Probably the older take there is Oliver Cromwell. There was a period when we had no monarchy in Cromwell, that is, was running the country as a republic. Scotland didn't embrace republicanism, shall we say. In fact, we had a king, unbeknown I think to many people. We had a king from 16. That's the sort of gist of it all. So on a heavy day of rain, some of the muck would wash away from here down towards those valleys here, but not a marvellous idea. Because if you lived at the bottom of the valleys, you were getting just ahead. The archways must have been very tempting for later builders to come along and use them to might catch your eye. That's the old 1789 when the foundation stone went down. The dome a lot later, I'm saying that was 1888. This is built in the 1780s to connect the old. He's best known for his poems and stories. On both sides, left and right, and you'll be. She's named after Dolly Parton, the country and western singer, for reasons that we really can't discuss on a tour bus, to be honest with you. So the old Royal Museum on our left, 1861, and the modernised National further ahead left. It's all now one big entity physically, and it is fabulous. You couldn't do it all in one visit. There's just too much proverbial information. So number 7 stop, folks, National Museum of Scotland. That's only 10 minutes. Last bus here approximately 6:30.
पेट पूजा भएपछि सबै ठिक हुन्छ पैसा